We're gonna go give our friend the call right now. Cap, your phone is ringing.
Cap.
Hello.
Hello. You might be the only guest I don't have to adjust my volume for on Discord, I feel like.
Well, at least I have that going for me.
You got many things. You got a whole new segment going for you. I'm very proud of the segment, by the way.
I'm horrified. I don't want this.
For anyone who's wondering, if you do not follow either Cap or myself on Twitter, you need to do that immediately. But the thread, I meant to take screenshots and I just didn't because I probably started and went to do 20 million different other things like I usually do and never got back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But what was it? I think it was yesterday's tweet where you had retweeted and commented something along the lines of, what was it? Do you remember?
It was that Bart
that's right.
writing on the chalkboard thing.
Yep.
But I replaced the text to say, I will not talk about dicks on the stream.
And then I responded with a gif of Nightwing saying business as usual. And then you asked, wait, does this mean I can or I can't talk about dicks? I can't commit either way. So sorry in advance. So it got me thinking. Got me thinking about Phone-a-Friend. It got me thinking about some of the subjects that we have and all that. And some of them are getting a little tired. We're getting some repeat questions. And I thought it was about time to make a custom segment just for you.
Sick.
And I sent him a screenshot ahead of time to give him forewarning. I have a doc here. It's just called.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't really much of a warning.
It was kind of a warning. It's not a great warning. It's not a great warning.
It was, you'll see, wah ha 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 ha. And then I said, that makes me uncomfortable. And then you said, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I'm very, very much excited about it. This is actually the only segment that I've actually put any sort of work into in terms of like preparation. In terms
you're wasting
of
it on me.
In terms of doing some sort of research, but I think it's going to be worth it. So for anyone who's joining us for the first time here on Phone-a-Friend Friday, all we do is this. I phone a friend and I have some cringy icebreakers. Maybe I make up a brand new segment for them. Maybe I don't. But it's just 30-ish minutes to an hour, kind of depending on how things go, of just a good time. Just some buddies buddying around, if you will.
I'm going to vomit.
All right, Cap. The first segment is 101 funny icebreaker questions that are geared specifically towards children. Now, we're not going to go through all 101. We're going to go through a select few. I am going to paste in our Discord chat right now the 5 categories. I'm going to have you pick a category, and I'm going to have chat pick a number through a range in which, depending on the category you choose. So, do you want to read the categories? You want me to?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. So the categories are content, sports ball, education and goals, favorites, the Randalorian. And you can type in !FAF in the chat and get the list yourself so you can see it. So which category, Cap?
Let's go for education and goals.
Education and goals. Chat 1 through 10. I need a number 1 through 10 right now. Right this second, please. Right. Actually, I might have to turn you up a little bit. There we go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're
fine.
fine.
I also just say, I feel like I need chat to know this. So I watched the episode that I've watched several of these, of course, but I watched the episode that Brad was on.
Oh, God.
And I got to be honest, I was really upset. And I told you this, but I didn't tell anybody else. Literally, since the moment we decided, and this date was picked like a month and a half in advance or something like that.
Yeah.
Literally, since that moment, all I wanted to do was give you like a fake out, like, your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line and we'll be with you shortly or some shit like that. And then the moment Brad gets on, he does the same thing. And I was so mad, and I felt so defeated.
I saw that. Like the second he did that, all of a sudden my DMs just blow up. I get like 4 messages from you, and I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to read that now because I'm in the middle of a panic attack, but I'll see that later.
There are no original thoughts in this head.
Nope. Simpsons did
so
it.
Mad about it.
It was so funny. Well, that would be something if I was invited on a segment that was similar to this, I would have done something like that. I probably would have, and this is why I think Brad is probably just a better entertainer than me. I wouldn't have let the joke go as quickly as he did. I would have just been like, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3, and then he pressed 1 and be like, you've decided to continue with all the other messages, and then just keep on going and make it just this like endless hole instead of just letting the joke go, because it's so funny. But yeah, so chat said 9.
Hell
And
yeah.
Number
Let's go.
9 is, would you ever dress up as a mascot?
Like
Like a school
For pleasure?
mascot or
like,
Yeah.
am I being paid for this?
No. Well, just in general. So like, actually, that's a good question. No one's ever really asked that. If there's money involved, it's either just been a yes or no. Let's say no, but it'll be great for exposure.
No. Well, okay. So if I was still able to stream,
Yes.
which I'm not right now because my building managers apparently love to live in the era of dial-up. And I was to a point where like I felt like it would be better. Maybe I would dress up as like Clippy, but not like regular Clippy.
Oh, no. But not like
There's
your
this-
average Clippy who just
Right.
gives you not
So-
helpful tips.
For the people that don't know, Clippy used to exist in Microsoft Word back in the 90s to like give you tips on how to use Microsoft Word and how to write beautiful resumes and shit.
Yeah.
But there's this image. If you Google Clippy, you'll probably see it on the first page of like a pregnant Clippy.
Oh no.
With-
Oh no.
I think that would be it. But I have, and it's an amazing image. You should look it up and save it to your phones. And anytime you're sad, just look at it. You'll cheer right up.
Pregnant Clippy.
Yes, it's great. It's wonderful. I have had to dress up in like a pirate costume for a place I used to work at. I used to work at this place that was basically exactly like Chuck E. Cheese,
Oh,
except
jeez.
it was pirate themed. And one day I had to drive to like the corner of the parking lot and be in a pirate costume and spin a sign to make people like come to our place. It was horrible and I hated every minute of it.
That sounds like the least Cap place for you to ever be. It's like, here, dress up in a goofy outfit and invite people in like warmly, and you're just like,
Wow, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? Wow, that's rude.
Yeah, I'm rude. You know this now, Cap. I feel like you should know this from when we played Phasmo together. There's
true.
like, it's all just about me all the time in the quick joke. That's what the branding is here. Okay, yeah, I've answered this question a bunch of times. I would do it. I would do it even like without needing to get paid or anything. It's just, I don't know. It seems like fun. It seems like a great time. Seems like
But who
hijinks
would
could
you dress
ensue.
up as?
I think the best thing to do would be like a sports mascot, because then you could just like dip out. If you get in trouble, you could just like dip out into a locker room, ditch the outfit really quickly, and just like walk by, like, you know what I mean?
Sneaky.
Yeah, real sneaky, like Hitman style, like Hitman the video game
Gotcha.
style. They'll never know it was me. Also, I feel like you'd have the most fun because people would just be cheering you on, and they got little trampolines, I would imagine, and stuff like that. And
True.
yeah, you know, maybe make the day of a kid or two. You know, be like, oh man, the mascot said hi to me. Be like, that's right. You're welcome. Well, you're welcome for your memory forever. That will only scar you in about 10 years when you realize what's going on. Okay, so now chat's gonna choose either number 1 through 5, or you can actually look at the actual categories, and then Cap, you get to pick the number from the category.
Okay.
Is the next one. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Sounds good.
If the chat is just dead, chat might be actually murdered. I might have killed them with my Hitman story. 5 from
I
Dylan.
did just talk about pregnant Clippy, to be fair. So like, could just as easily be my fault.
That's the content, though. That's what's there. If anyone saw that Cap was going to be on and then remembered the stream that PB, 2 or 3 streams ago, where you had deep, meaningful conversations with each other, and it made me even feel feelings, which felt disgusting, by the way, you're not come to the right show. It is not that. The Randalorian is number 5. Number 1 through 18, Cap.
16.
Number 16. Pick 3 animals to put together to create a new animal.
Oh, okay. So again, there's like qualifying questions to this, though.
Okay.
Is this just like a new animal to just exist in the world somewhere? Do like I get to like hang out with them all day?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you put 3 animals together, and then it's yours.
Okay, so am I the only one that has one?
For now, but life finds a way.
Okay, 3 animals to like to mash together.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. Well, I would probably want like one of those birds that can talk,
Okay.
because they're adorable and
Like
hilarious.
a parrot. or-
Maybe a parrot, but also maybe like a crow. There's this TikTok
Oh.
account that's all about this crow that just says, "How are you?" all day, and it's the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds
So
creepy.
maybe-
That sounds
okay,
like
so a
Edgar Allan
crow.
Poe.
We're going with a crow.
Crow,
So it's
okay.
gonna be a crow.
A talking crow.
Yeah. But I also want it to be like a cat, where like it'll roll on its back and let me rub its belly.
Okay, so does it look like a cat, or does it have aspects of like a physical aspects of the crow?
I feel like it's kind of like, so far it's like a crow's body, but with cat legs and a cat head
Okay.
and a beak. It still has a beak.
So does it have 4 legs or 2 legs and the 2 wings?
It has 2. Ooh, man.
So I guess the question is it more like a griffin, kind of, where it has like the body of a lion, but it has the wings of an eagle or whatever?
It has
now?
4 legs and 2 wings.
Okay.
And a
Gotcha.
kangaroo, so it can have a little pouch with a baby, one of itself inside.
Oh man, now you have 2.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's such a good combo. You also bent the rules a little bit. I like that.
Oh yeah.
I think mine would be it's just gonna be 3 different kinds of dogs. It's just gonna be a dog.
Well, then it's just a dog.
No, actually, you know what? It'll be a dog and a wolf, but that exists in real life. This is all dogs all the time going on in my head at any given point. That's all it is. It's all puppies and dogs in here, right here. Puppies, dogs, and a little and ADHD. So then you forget about the dogs, and then you remember them, and then it's just as great as when you forgot them. It'll be the body, the head of a dog, the body of maybe like a bunny. It'd be like nice and fast and agile and all that. And then I give it, I'll slap some wings on that too. But I want like I think some like eagle wings or falcon wings or something with an impressive wingspan like that. I think it'd be really cool.
I feel like they'd be too big.
Yeah, but it'll fold up next to it, so it also kind of has like a little bit of protection. So when it's like not running, it just like folds up, kind of like a pigeon. You know how those wings kind of fold in when they're like not flying. I think it'd be something like that.
Real.
Pigeons aren't real. Pigeons are a lie. It's just the government watching us.
Exactly.
Why do you think there's so many of them?
And you never see a baby pigeon.
You never see. Oh my god. I've seen a baby turkey before. So cute. I don't know why. Baby turkeys are adorable. I saw it. I was like, that can't be a baby turkey. And it was like following a larger turkey. Like a bunch of them following a larger turkey. I was like, I feel like that's a glitch in the Matrix. I feel like the Matrix couldn't make something so small and so ugly. So it just goes to cute and then turns ugly. That's how that goes. This time, I'm going to pick the category, and chat's going to pick a number 1 through 15. And I am going to pick content.
Oh, God.
So chat, I need 1 through 15. And content isn't necessarily what you might think it is, Cap. It's the category of entertainment, media, and music, more specifically.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, if you're gonna ask me about streaming or something, like I feel like a fraud since I don't actually do anything.
Well, I thought about that, and then I came up with the dick segment. So I was like, I think it's enough. I think it's enough.
I do enjoy those.
All right, number 11 from First Time Chatter, Blotter. Sorry, I can't read Blotter. Blotter got there first try. Number 11 is, what is your favorite cartoon?
Oh man,
It's a big one.
See, I know this is like a horrible answer.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I have one.
You don't have a favorite cartoon?
Not really. Like,
do you watch cartoons?
No.
Really?
And but I don't like specifically like omit cartoons from the things that I watch. I don't know. I don't pay attention to them. I guess the closest I would get would be, like an anime film or something, which very much live at like the top of my just things I enjoy in general list.
Okay. Well, let's change the question a little bit. We can change it to favorite anime movie.
Okay. So it would be probably either Perfect Blue or Grave of the Fireflies. I did just very recently watch the 2 Ghost in the Shell movies, the first 2, for the first time. And those are definitely living rent free in my head right now, but I want to give them another viewing before I give them a permanent slot.
Yeah.
But I would probably have to say overall it would be Perfect Blue.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think. No, I'm thinking of another one. I'm looking at pictures of Perfect Blue right now. There was one that was like, it was always on Toonami, and it was a goddamn like submarine anime movie, and I can never remember what it is. And whenever someone says Perfect Blue, I think it's that, and it's not. It never is. It's something else. My favorite, I think, is probably the Cowboy Bebop movie. Solely for the first 10 minutes. It is the greatest cold open in movies in general, in my opinion.
Really?
It perfectly lays out the character of Spike Spiegel to a T, and you don't need to watch the series at all to be able to watch the movie and understand it. It was just like, it's cool. It is nonchalant. It was just like such a great way to introduce to people. Like they kind of thought about, unlike Dragon Ball, who was just like, if you don't watch the anime, you're never going to get the movie, so why bother? They kind of like eased you in, but did it in such an accessible way. If you can find the first 10 minutes of that, just watch that and that alone. I don't know if you've seen that, Cap.
I haven't. Dipping my toes into anime is a very recent thing beyond.
Fair.
Like I watched Dragon Ball Z all the time when I was a kid, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was actually a big fan of Dragon Ball GT too, which I know is like
really
blasphemy.
I couldn't do GT. And that was I was hating GT before it was cool, but like I couldn't. I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't do it. It honestly might have been that Toonami would play 5 episodes and then just replay the same 5 episodes for 6 months. Yeah. And that just like I was like, forget it. I don't have the patience.
Totally fair. I remember downloading episodes of GT that were they were subtitled on my very, very slow dial-up connection and watching them in Real Player.
Yeah.
Because that was
oh my God, Real Player. That brought me back. Holy crap. Yes. Were you listening to some MP3s on Winamp at that time as well? Remember Winamp?
I did use Winamp, but I actually preferred the interface for Napster. The original Napster was literally just nothing but a list that you could sort by title, artist, or album. It was perfect. I loved it. I was so sad when you couldn't install it without signing in anymore, but Napster, you couldn't sign into it anymore at one point, so I couldn't use the player anymore. It made me really sad.
And then we all had to go to LimeWire, and then all of our computers got super infected with everything.
I mean, if you were an idiot, sure.
Yes, I was an idiot. I still am, thank you. Oh, man. I loved it. Was like roulette every time you opened up LimeWire. Then there was like LimeWire Lite, I think.
So they had regular LimeWire, which was free, but then the real pro move was to get on regular LimeWire and then download LimeWire Pro.
Oh. I didn't even know there was a LimeWire Pro. That shows how rookie I was in those days.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But
that's
thankfully now we have Amazon Music for all of our streaming needs at an affordable monthly price.
Yay! Gotta keep Papa Bezos happy. Otherwise, he shuts everything down from space, specifically from space. From kind of space, not really space, but like, kinda. It's like more.
Yeah, he edged space.
He edged space. He got closer to space than you did, so he might as well just be in space. Obviously, nerd. Jeez, that's man. Yeah, I would say if you have the chance, even just watch the first 10 minutes of the Cowboy Bebop movie. It's very cool and very stylish and really just like, it's like a good summer intro to a good summer like flick, blockbuster flick. It's really cool. I would say I started getting into Miyazaki movies this past year, like late 2020, early 2021. I started watching a lot of those because they're on HBO Max, and I'd never like had such access to them. So I watched like 5 or 6 of them, I think. And I still think that Howl's Moving Castle is my favorite, but I think that might just be nostalgia because that was the first one I ever saw, period. And I remembered that like all I really remembered was Christian Bale was in it. He did the voice of Howl, and that never fails for me ever. I don't know why. But
the nostalgia goggles are a tough thing to navigate. I'm constantly put into check by Rob every single time I try to pick a movie for Random Movie Club, and I'm like, fuck, I love this movie. And then like I actually sit down to watch it, and I'm just like,
Sphere.
What is wrong with me? Like, dude, Sphere, like I was betrayed by Sphere.
Yeah.
But I could also flip that around a little bit and say I was betrayed by breaking the cycle of not really ever seeking out a book for a movie I watch, especially if I enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
And that was really the biggest reason why I hated Sphere so much, was because I read the book when I watched the movie the last time.
So
just like
that's interesting though, because like for me, if I watch the movie first and then read the book, I find that I still have fond memories of the movie. If I do it the other way around, then I grow too attached to the book and then I dislike the movie almost immediately.
Yeah, I think that would have been the move, because I watched the movie first and then I read the book first and then I watched the movie, and I was just like, I couldn't believe what I was reading and what I had just watched. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Always the other way around, because then you get a better version of what you already like, or you get a good version of what you hate.
True. Yeah, and it doesn't even necessarily, like, it's always such a black and white thing for people.
Yeah.
And I guess I never really understood that. I guess I'm a big fan of remakes of things.
Okay.
Because I love other creative people taking the story and sort of making it their own. But it does still, I think it's fair to sort of make a distinction about which version you like better.
Yeah.
But to just throw out a blanket statement of like, oh, it's better because it existed first, has always rubbed me the wrong way. So I try not to do that, at least.
Yeah. I think in more recent years, so basically I would say the past 10 to 15 years, my tolerance for changes to media that I really enjoy has gone up. And I think that's largely due to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the changes they made that kind of like make you feel better about other changes. So as long as like the idea is there, like Marvel, like Iron Man was certainly changed from his origin just enough to where the bones are there and the soul is there, but a lot of the details are changed. And that I think is fine. And that kind of like made me realize why I liked the Keanu Reeves hit comic book adaptation Constantine as much as I did. I couldn't really verbalize it before, because when that movie came out, it was either a straight adaptation of the comic or it was trash. That was kind of the community standards at that point, which is why movies like 300 and Sin City did so well, because they literally are page for page that, with like the most minor changes. Like Jessica Alba wouldn't get naked, so suddenly her character just has like a top on instead, and like that was, that's the most you could change it and still be acceptable, like period. Versus now, where you have alternate versions of characters running around, you got different cuts of the movies going on and all this stuff, and it's mostly widely accepted by the community. And now you'll hear a lot more people admit that they like Keanu Reeves as Constantine, even though he's not Sting, which is what the original John Constantine was based off of, was the singer Sting.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I always thought that movie was pretty well liked.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I haven't seen it myself, but I can't say I've ever really heard anybody say anything bad about it.
Well, when it came out, I'll tell you, it was all the internet was doing, which is also classic internet, right? Like complain about something, hate it so much, and then like 5 years later, be like, this movie was great. It's the same users using the same usernames, being like, this movie's great. What are you talking about? I never said that. Or like similar usernames. But it was generally disliked because it wasn't John Constantine. That's all. What is Keeps doing? She's doing Spike Spiegel. I see that. Nice, Keeps. But like, I would argue that when that movie came out, if it was just not called Constantine, it would have been instantly liked a lot more. It's the same thing with Man of Steel. I hate Man of Steel. Well, I don't hate Man of Steel. I dislike Man of Steel.
We can't talk about.
We can't talk about this, but I will say this: if it was just not a Superman movie, if it was its own right, it was its own thing, I would like it.
Why can't it be a Superman movie? Why can't it just exist among the other Superman movies and Superman stories and still be just as valid?
When it came out, they were toting it as like, this is like Superman. This is the official DC live action Superman adaptation, straight from, like, that's kind of the mentality it had. And it's just not the soul of the character. So I have trouble digesting it. It's a pretty looking movie. The action is still a little too Michael Bay for my tastes. But like, he's just not broody like that. At least not to start off with. You have to earn that.
But doesn't it make more sense?
Not really.
Put yourself in his shoes for a second.
Yeah.
Like that is happening to you.
Yeah.
Aren't you gonna have some conflict about it?
If my parents were like his parents in the movie, then yes. But that goes down to the fact that Zack Snyder didn't understand the Kents in general. Like, it's terrifying, absolutely, but they weren't like they told him to hide his powers. Like, just don't help people. You can't do it. It's too much of a risk.
I actually disagree with that. I don't think that was the ultimate message that they were trying to give to him.
Well, honestly, Jonathan Kent was just like, no, hide instead of save me.
Well, I mean, I don't think that was his motive at the end of the day. I think it was more about, I obviously, his mother and his father, they had different sort of paths to the same thing, but ultimately I think it was more just making sure that he never felt like he had to do anything, that he had the choice. You know what I mean? And it was also a matter of pride. I don't know if anybody cares if we spoil Man of Steel right now.
I don't think any. I feel like everyone that has ever watched me has either already seen Man of Steel, or doesn't care about spoilers.
Okay. So when he has the opportunity to save his father, and his father is basically like, no, don't. I think it's like a matter of pride more than anything, which is gross, and I kind of hate that character trait.
Yeah.
But like it at the end of the day, I don't think it was like this villainous thing that people make it out to be, to tell Clark to hide his powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're never going to agree on Man of Steel, and I understand that, and that's just our personal tastes.
No.
But I will say that if Rob and I agree on something, that it's absolutely right, 110% right, and that's how it goes.
Okay. Sure. I know that I guess the only other thing that I would say is, like, I fully recognize that I come from a place that is not attached to the source material at all.
Yeah.
Man of Steel is the first time I ever experienced a Superman story.
Yeah.
Besides like those really old Superman movies that, like my parents would have on or something when I was younger and I just didn't give a shit about.
Oh yeah. Like the Christopher Reeves ones.
Yeah. So like me coming into Man of Steel as like my introduction to Superman, it's just everything clicked and it made sense and it was gorgeous. And, I could stare at Henry all day long. I call him Henry because we're on a first name basis.
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. Just
that's actually why I have you on this segment, so I can claw my way to Henry Cavill.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
That's I laugh just to brush off the fact that that was not a joke, but I expect Henry Cavill next week.
Okay.
Okay.
See if he has time.
We'll see. We'll see. The actually, and I know I recommended it to Brad, and I kind of regret recommending it afterwards, just because I don't know his particular tastes. But like Superman fans of like the 90s animated series, which is the best Superman in my opinion, and continued into Justice League, the animated series. The new DCCW Superman is classic Superman that I know and love, that like they just got right, which makes me feel weird to say that the series or the universe that has Batwoman that they just keep on recasting every other day. I feel like the fact that they got so much wrong with even Green Arrow, they actually got right with Superman, which is very interesting. It has, and again, it could be nostalgia goggles too, like completely.
Yeah.
It has some Smallville vibes, which that was a lot of high school for me. I was watching Smallville week to week. It has 90s animated Superman vibes. It just is this good medley of Superman stories that I enjoy. But I think ultimately, just to like put the bookend into this, I think Man of Steel rubbed me the wrong way is because it felt like a rush. It felt like a rush job. It felt like they were trying to do too much in too little time. And I think that's more obvious with the Justice League movies as well, where they're just like, oh my God, Marvel's on the second Avengers movie? Go. We need Doomsday.
Yeah.
We need Lex Luthor. We need this. We need that. And it's, just like, it's not a race, guys.
Can we at least agree, though?
Yeah.
At the end of all this.
Yeah.
That Man of Steel is better than Superman Returns.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I can agree to that. I can also agree that Henry Cavill is a great Superman. He just didn't have a great script to work with or great direction. Did you see the latest Mission Impossible movie?
No.
Oh.
It's one of those that I keep meaning to go to, but I've only seen the first one.
Okay. You could probably just skip the last one if you wanted to. Maybe the second last one and then the last one. I think they continue into each other. But Henry Cavill is so, like, his punches have such power behind it in that movie that I feel like the character in Mission Impossible could punch a hole through Superman in Man of Steel.
He can punch a hole through me.
Hey. But he's like, he just has that power behind the action. And I will always say this about, actually, no, I don't want to spoil it to you. If you ever watch it, let me know. And then I'll tell you my big joke about the latest Mission Impossible movie and Henry Cavill. Okay. So let's move on to Would You Rather questions. And then do you still have time or do you have to leave?
I've got all the time in the world for you.
Oh, thank you.
Gregorian.
Thank you. So we'll do some Would You Rather. I generated 5 questions. Cap, 1 through 5.
4.
Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Would you rather have a job where you sit all day or a job where you stand all day?
I don't think I really care. Like, I'm the size of a small elephant, so I feel like I should pick a job where I can sit, just, for my own health. Yeah. Even though that's kind of a backward statement, I mean just more so like I don't die if I have to stand all day.
Fair.
But I think I find myself, if I'm like enjoying what I'm doing. See, let me give you a real life example. If I have to like walk to like I don't have a car, so if I have to go walk to the grocery store or something, I hate every minute of it. I want to die. I feel like trash, right?
Yeah.
If I am sitting here, like if I would stand up every once in a while on stream while I was playing games. I don't have a standing desk or anything, but I don't know. I get a lot of energy. I felt like moving around. I was fine.
Yeah.
It was no problem. So like I feel like as long as I enjoy whatever work I'm doing, it's like it wouldn't be a big deal if I had to stand. So I guess no preference.
All right. Well, I'll allow you one non-answer for this segment. You want to waste it?
That was not a non-answer.
That's a non-answer. That's maybe a little column A, a little column B, which is not a would you rather.
You can't tell me that it's not relevant, the type, like what I would be doing while I'm either standing or sitting.
You see, even chat saying cop out.
How is that a cop out?
It's fine. Oh my God. I'll say this. having had both kinds of jobs, a job where I'm supposed to be standing all day, with 2 15-minute breaks and an hour lunch, and a job where I'm sitting all day, I prefer the sitting all day because generally speaking, the work environment of a place that you have to stand all day, they don't care about you. They don't care if your knees start to hurt. They don't care if you just need to lean against something. Like, it doesn't matter to them. They're just like the saying, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. I want to punch myself for saying it, even though it's, but that was like a common thing. Like, the managers would walk around and say that. It's just like, dude, you're paying me minimum wage. If you got time to be clever, you got time to pay me more money, is what you got time to do.
So, okay, but see, here's my problem with what you just said.
Yeah.
This chat room over here is upset with me, saying that I copped out because it depends on the type of work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you just said that you would choose sitting because jobs that you stand are a pain in the ass. What if you did exactly what you're doing now? Would you rather stand or would you rather sit?
I would still rather sit, as evidenced by the fact that I bought a standing desk. And I bought a standing desk and I still haven't set it up yet. Nice timing, Dylan. Nice timing. Like, you lying sack of shit. That's what Dylan just said in telltale form. But I mean, it's valid, right? Like, if you can do both, that's the ideal scenario, I think, is more your point, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I guess that's sort of a qualifying point. Yeah. If I pick sitting, am I like locked to my chair? Or can I still like get up and
I'll say you're locked to, we'll say the same rules apply as the law. So you are locked to that chair, except for if you work a 8-hour day, you get an hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks.
Okay.
In which you can stand up and do whatever you want.
I would probably rather sit then, to be honest with you.
Me too.
I would rather have the choice to stand than that those breaks to stand than those breaks to sit.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Okay. Chat 1 through 5. Go. Now. Yeah, I don't miss retail at all, needless to say.
No.
Number 1 is, would you rather spend the rest of your life underwater or underground? And I will say this. The asterisk to this question, which I'm just going to add, is it's like an underwater like dome. So like you can breathe, you can live, you're not breathing water, but like you can survive under there. Like think like the Jetsons, but underwater. Like that's kind of what you got going on.
Okay. Kind of same with living underground though. Like it would be like an actual
home. It wouldn't be like you're a mole person, for example.
Okay.
You
and I can walk out, like leave if I want to.
Yes, but so the difference is like if you travel to work, you don't work underground, but like when you go outside to like take in the sights, you're either looking at like an underground cavern with stalagmites and stalactites and maybe some crystals, stuff like that, or you have like the ocean with some sea critters, maybe like that kind of stuff. It's not like
options for pest control if I live underground.
Let's say it's literally the same glass dome that you live under. It's just underground versus underwater. So pests can't really get in. Maybe we'll say this. Maybe like the occasional mole or something pops up, like pops its head and said good morning, but then it goes away quickly.
Okay. Underground.
Underground? Why underground?
I feel like it's the safer option.
Okay.
Living underwater, I feel like once the earth starts to crumble, whether that's like crazy stuff that happens on the surface or below, I feel like I would have more safety just living underground as opposed to underwater, where like the water could like superheat to 1,000 times as hot as it is now or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm not like too far underground, but like just enough to avoid whatever perils are on the surface, I feel like that would be ideal.
I I think this is going to be another shocker, a disagreement on my part. I'm going to say underwater because I think the view might be a little bit nicer, and I'm not super worried about.
Would 100%.
Yeah, I don't really have that. The same. I'd actually be pretty concerned if I got a crack in my dome and then I just drown. That might be pretty terrifying. But also, one might say, a cave-in could happen, or if the earth, if
True.
there's an earthquake and stuff happens and you get a crack in your dome, maybe there's not a lot of oxygen down there. Maybe the tectonic plates shift, and all of a sudden you got lava to worry about. I don't know. I just think it'd be really cool to wake up every morning, get your cup of coffee, go outside, look up, and just see like the ocean around you. I say that until like a goddamn Lovecraftian
trying to eat you through the glass.
A freaking like from the depths sea monster tries to eat me and kill me and drag me into his dimension, or a kaiju or something. But I don't know.
Right.
I still think that's pretty cool.
I get jump scared too easily. Like if I was just chilling at my desk or something and some fish like ran into the side of my glass dome underwater, I would shit myself.
But would you get used to it?
Probably not, honestly.
Really? You don't think? I always feel like
No.
like stuff like that is just, and this is just like how little I actually understand of the human psyche, and no one should ever take any advice from me in terms of having a healthy mental relationship. But I always just feel like you just get used to like jump scares to the point where like
No,
you're just gonna
not
start to
me.
expect that everything is gonna jump out at you at any given point, and that expectation leads to not getting scared.
Let me give you like some really deep like cap lore here that
Okay.
literally nobody knows about.
All right.
So for some reason, and I'm not really ready to unpack this, just to be clear for anybody who wants to comment.
Okay.
I get so reactionary to like loud noises and things that happen. If I turn my music up too loud, I will flinch at like snare drum hits every single time on beat.
Really?
It's fucking, it's so annoying. I don't know why it happens, but yeah, I just like, I can't, it's totally involuntary.
Huh.
It's literally the worst. I'm being dramatic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it stops enjoyment of like a song, or like even just you have music on in the background and you're doing something else, and it's just like, God damn it. Like, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. All right. Proving me wrong. We're going to do one more Would You Rather, and then we're going to move on to your special segment, which I'm very excited about.
I mean, we can do, like 10 more of these, whatever puts that off longer. Like, I got all the time in the world. It's fine. Nobody cares about Resident Evil.
Chat 1 through 5. I can't wait for Resident Evil. Speaking of, I would love to sit here and be like, I don't get jump scared, but I think the last stream I got jump scared like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Number 1 again. Would you rather? Oh, this is a fun one. Would you rather sound and talk like Donald Trump, or look like Donald Trump?
Dude, what the fuck is this question?
I love this one. This one always pops up every once in a while. What'd you say, sir? I was too busy laughing if you answered the question.
I hate this question. I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate everything about it.
Yeah. There's no right answer. You're damned either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I guess. So I'm sorry. What were my choices specifically?
Look like him or sound like him?
Sound.
Real. Yeah. I say really like surprised, but that's the same thing, because you could just not talk for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm thinking about how I could make money off of it.
Oh. Prank
Like,
phone calls. You can,
I could secure my place in like the mockery of Donald Trump by being able to sound perfectly like him.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'd do it.
See, I'm thinking of ways to avoid the punishment, but you're just jumping right in.
Yeah.
Right into the pool, make some money off of it. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Since that one is a little quick, we'll do one more. Just to get things going, and then we'll do this. Chat said number 2 after that. Would you rather only be able to go outside when it's light out or when it's dark out?
That's a tough one. what is the limit of darkness? But like, could I go out like when the sun is peaking? It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, kind of thing, or like what's the barometer for like?
Yeah. So like, we'll say for the sake of argument, I know this is not the case, but equal parts day, equal parts night for starters. So there's not like one more than the other. We'll say that you can go out as early as you want, as long as the sun is visible in the sky, or the other way around, as long as the moon is out there and the sun is not.
When it's dark, 100%.
Why?
Because it's colder. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I appreciate nighttime more than daytime.
Yeah.
Usually, just when I'm more comfortable. So, yeah.
Have you heard of the podcast? And it's not close personal friend of the stream's table story show, Nocturne, but there's a podcast called Nocturne, and it is a woman who interviews people who largely live their lives or do something at night, and like that's a big thing. So
interesting.
It's very cool to kind of like hear. So she talked to a homeless man who he would sleep during the day and would just go out at night because the world was just more peaceful at night because there's less people in it. She talked to a woman who apparently this is a hobby a lot of people do. It's like nighttime swimming. So they like swim large distances, but at night pretty much. It's like wild. But I do recommend it because it gives you like a different perspective. Because for me, I would probably say when it's light outside because it's a little warmer, and I would rather when I sleep, I like being cool. So like I would want to kind of keep that dynamic kind of going. Also, I've seen the movie Insomnia way too many times to be able to sleep during the day. And also, I just feel like driving is easier during the day than at night.
That's one. I have an eye problem that it doesn't prevent me from driving at night. But I would generally try to avoid it. At all costs, because my vision is a lot more fucked at night. And it makes driving it makes it hard to like focus on the road ahead of me. But that's I've kind of accepted the fact that I probably won't ever own a car again, which I'm totally fine with. It's not like it's just a personal choice. I don't really like driving to begin with, so I don't think that would be a concern. But I think it's what you said is actually kind of perfect in that like the world is just like a hair quieter at night most of the time. Even if you live in like a really busy place, it's like the things that are alive around you, the things that are happening, they're more self-contained. Does that make sense? Whereas if you're in the middle of the day, it's like people expect you to sort of interact with them and say hi and be friendly and do things together. And like, this makes me sound like a really like antisocial, like rude piece of shit.
I want to talk to people. Get lost.
But it's more just about me having the more of a choice. For how and when I interact with people, being alive at night.
There is something very special about like just sitting outside at night too. Like sometimes I'll sit on my back porch and just like listen. Like where I live is a fairly wooded area, so we get all kinds of wildlife. Some very interesting to hear, some are terrifying. If you've ever heard a fisher cat in your life, it sounds like a baby getting murdered. It's like terrible.
Lovely.
But there are some things like you hear owls, you hear like a very soft rustling. Like there's everything doesn't, like you said, it's very self-contained, doesn't expect you to interact with it. And there's something kind of freeing about that too. Like, cool, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. We're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've gotten a little bit of a deep dive, let's go to everyone's favorite new segment and the bane of Cap's existence right now, which is a segment I like to call Name That Dick. I have a list of famous people and famous fictional characters as well who have dick in their name. I am going to describe the character. You are going to tell me.
I'm going to be so bad at this.
You're going to tell me their name.
That I was looking for.
I was originally going to have a time limit on this one, but we're going to do a point system instead. We're just going to get rid of the time
Okay.
limit because also my time management skills, as everyone knows, is absolute crap. And I'm just going to throw that out the window anyways. So I am just going to keep a tally of the ones you get right. If you don't know it, you can pass, but you cannot come back to it later. That's going to be the rule.
Okay.
All right. The first one is going to be, this gentleman is an English author who wrote Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities, A Christmas Carol, and Great Expectations. Remember, there's Dick somewhere in his name.
Okay, so I know the answer to this one, but I have a clarifying question.
Okay.
Are you going to try to trip me up by giving me people that are named Richard?
No, there are no Richards. Well,
Okay.
there's one Richard, but his nickname is Dick, and it's like when we get to it, I think you'll. I'll say one word,
Okay.
and you'll know who it is immediately.
Gotcha. Charles Dickens.
Yes, absolutely. Good job. 1 point. This next person was an American poet in the mid to late 1800s whose works include I Taste a Liquor Never Brewed, Success is Not Counted Sweetest, Wild Nights, Wild Nights.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'll give you a hint. This poet is a she. Usually pretty depressing.
Emily Dickinson?
Yes, good job.
Let's go.
This next person is an American actor and comedian made famous for having his own comedy show and being in Married. And he wasn't made famous by it, but he was also in Mary Poppins.
Dick Clark?
No.
Is that right?
No.
What the fuck is that dude's name?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
I can't tell you because then you'll have the answer.
Oh, I know you can't tell me. I'm more so just having an internal dialogue outwardly. Oh my God, Dick Van Dyke.
Yes, there you go.
Who the fuck is Dick Clark? What did I say?
We'll get to that. Don't worry. The titular character in this Herman Melville classic involving an obsessed whaler.
Moby Dick.
Yes. You're doing really good on this.
Well,
Batman's first sidekick.
I do know my dicks. His first sidekick?
First sidekick.
Was it not always Robin?
Well, what's Robin's name?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Well, this is what you got to know.
Why would I know that?
Because
I don't know.
it's everyone knows it.
Do
Except
they
you.
though?
Except you.
Really not. I have no idea.
Okay.
You
Okay.
ask me what Robin's real name is.
What's Robin's real name? Yes, his real name is Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson. That's why who later turned into Nightwing, which is why I sent you a Nightwing gif because he's a dick.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the tricky ones, and that's your hint right there. I'm going to say one more word about it. Watergate. He was a president.
Jesus Christ.
He was almost impeached, but he resigned before he was officially impeached.
This is so embarrassing. Why are you doing this to me?
This one is not going to count against you because it's kind of a tricky one.
Oh, this is Richard Nixon.
Yes, Tricky Dick Nixon. That was his nickname. Tricky Dick was his nickname. Good job. Do androids dream of electric sheep?
Philip K. Dick.
Yes. An American comedian who was featured in news radio and, in my opinion, wildly unfunny.
Oh, I don't know a thing about news radio. Can I have something else?
He's got a really annoying voice. He's kind of got on that him and Tom Green had a huge feud back in the early 2000s. He was also let me pull up his IMDb page really quickly because I just know him as being him and not necessarily his work.
Mm-hmm.
What else were you in? Really, that was it. Oh, here we go. He was in the Army Now. He was in The Cable Guy. He was in Dr. Dolittle 2. I didn't know that.
I would have to focus on the cable guy because it'd be the only thing that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But man, even just thinking of like the cast of that movie.
Well, remember, Dick is somewhere in his name.
Yeah.
He was on a bunch of Comedy Central roasts, like the roast of Pamela Anderson, William Shatner. Oh, he was on Arrested Development.
This is definitely going to be one of those that as soon as you tell me, I'm going to be like, wow, how could I not have known that?
To be fair. Oh, he was in Sense8? I didn't know that. To be fair, I almost forgot about him.
Yeah.
And then I saw him and I was like, of course.
I'm probably going to have to pass just for the sake of time.
Okay. We're looking for Andy Dick. Andy Dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I should have known. Wait, who was he in the cable guy?
He was, remember they went to the medieval fair?
Oh, the Knights of the Round. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
I actually went there once. That place is fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been there. I want to at some point, but not now. Not when I could catch a virus and spread it to my daughter. No, thank you.
Yeah.
This one is a little tricky, but this is like, if you get this one, you'll get 2 points.
Lit.
He's an American actor, seen previously in Fringe, the John Wick series, and has done voices in Destiny, Castlevania, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh my God. I can picture the dude's face. Fuck. I'm not gonna pick his name out. It's like, it's definitely one of those people that I know the face 100%.
Yeah.
But like, I'm never gonna grab a name from that.
His name is Lance Reddick. Red Dick. Lance
That's
Red
fucking
Dick.
rude. Okay.
That's why I said that if you get it, you get 2 points. You're getting bonus points for that one. To be fair, though, you've only missed 3, which
better than I thought I'd do.
Which is, you're doing really good, I think. This next one is an American rapper who's featured in the FX series Dave. He's got a popular TikTok song in the early days of TikTok.
It's Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky, that's right.
Have you ever watched that show?
No, I've never watched Dave.
It's
I want to.
Brilliant.
I hear it's great.
So good.
I just haven't had time.
That's honestly, like, legitimately, like, one of the best things I've ever seen on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in my Hulu queue right now. It's on there. It's just a matter of getting to it. Okay. This next gentleman is an American politician and businessman who served as the 46th vice president of the United States under George W. Bush.
Dick Cheney.
That's right. We got 2 more left. 2 more
dicks.
This second to last dick is a detective who wears all yellow and was played in movie form by Warren Beatty. He talks into a radio watch.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy, yes. This last one you've guessed earlier. Rockin' New Year's Eve.
It's Dick Clark.
Dick Clark, there you go. And you've gotten... How many dicks did you get? Let's see.
Not enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 13 dicks. That's really good. That's great. Good job.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you for playing the dick game with us tonight. I appreciate it. See, was that so bad?
No, that was fun.
That was a good time. I told you. I said, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. And you were like, oh, God. That's probably the worst thing I probably could have said to you. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I would have panicked either way. So, like, it's fine.
Cap just spiraling, and I'm saying the worst things. Don't spiral. It's the worst thing you could say. That is everything for me. Cap, do you have anything you want to plug or tell anyone or anything?
Listen to Random Movie Club, please.
Yes.
Literally, like, I swear that I'm so, like, and like, I just need to talk to people. I want to talk to the people that listen to Random Movie Club. I don't care if anybody new signs up, but like, please let us know you're out there. I guess you could follow my Twitch channel, but like, I can hardly stream right now, and probably for like the next 6 months at least. So,
oh crap!
Yeah, I don't know.
There's 2 questions in the Discord. I forgot.
You forgot.
Never mind. Okay. Thanks, Keeps. Sorry. What's your favorite candy? This will be bonus round. Favorite candy.
Favorite candy. So I can't pick just one.
Okay.
In true fat kid fashion. Watermelon Sour Patch Kids. Classic.
Yeah. Those are great.
Twizzlers.
Like normal Twizzlers, or do you like
normal red Twizzlers? Although the watermelon pull and peel are also a treat.
I've not had those yet. I stick to the cherry, but I'll grab those next time.
I think ultimately though my most favorite is those. I don't know what they're called. But they're like the pieces of caramel with the white cream in the middle.
Oh yeah. Like classic, like old candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those are probably my favorite.
Those are really good.
I used to love Dots. Dots used to be my favorite of all time, but something happened in my life. I don't know what. Now every time I eat them, they just taste like the box that they came in. And it's very depressing.
I think it's called aging.
Can we get Dots in a bag? Can somebody make that happen?
I feel like you can. I feel like they just made all of the Dots in the world in like 1972, and we're still eating those. Yeah, they just get chewier every year.
Yeah. Also, candy corn is delicious, and if you think it's not, you're a liar.
It's not. I don't like candy corn. My wife loves candy corn, so it's an easy win if I ever get in trouble. So just go and get some candy corn. I'm good to go. Here's a candy for you to try out. Do you enjoy like gummy candies?
Sometimes, yeah.
Not rope. Where are they? They used to be called kazoozles, and I never remember their new name. Sweet tart ropes. That's what they're called.
Oh my god, those are so good.
I buy those from Amazon, buy the box full, and they're gone within a week usually. They're so good.
Yeah, those are incredible.
That's my favorite. Specifically, I've had a bunch of different flavors, but the traditional, I think it's cherry punch is what it's called. That's what you got to go with. That's my all-time favorite. Don't need to think about it. If I'm in the candy aisle, I look for that first.
Yeah. And
the second question from Keeps is favorite horror film that is not The Exorcist.
Okay. That's a really hard question because there's so many like subgenres of horror that and it almost becomes like a really sort of, is ambiguous the right word? Sort of thing because
who's to say what horror is?
Exactly. You could watch something that's horrifying, but it's not a horror movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess I would have to, and I really kind of judge myself because a lot of my other picks are like so basic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, I would have to say, like The Shining, Hellraiser.
Ooh, The Shining. I don't think I've ever seen the Hellraiser before.
Hellraiser's fucking wild. Like I can't. I wouldn't be able to do it justice, but like if you don't mind gore.
No, I don't mind gore. No.
Hellraiser is absolutely worth a watch.
I've seen the majority of the Saw movies, which after number 3, I think, just became all gore all the time.
Yeah. So. I never finished the Saw series, but I know that Saw 3 was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of the most fun I've ever had watching a movie in a movie theater was probably Saw 3.
Yeah.
Just because all the things that they did to the story, that one were so wild.
It was crazy.
I find myself sticking up for a lot of horror movies that don't get a lot of love, especially among like horror movie enthusiasts, like Paranormal Activity. I think the whole series is fucking great.
I love those. I watch every time a new one comes out. Me and my brothers get together and we watch it. And my brothers are not great with horror movies, so half of the fun for me is just watching them freak out. So good.
I love all the lore that they're building in that series, and hopefully it actually comes to a decent conclusion at some point. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
If I was going to, the Blair Witch Project is a classic.
That like really brought found footage movies to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was it. That was, remember the urban myth about that where it was like, oh yeah, it's real. And they tried to play it up like it was real for the longest time. And then like leading up to it. And then when it came out, the cast was on Total Request Live.
See, what's really funny about that is sort of, obviously like the internet was around and it was popular, but not all of us had like pure, like unfiltered access to it. So
Right.
like
Right.
when that movie came out, I had no idea. Like that shit was real to me. You know what's really funny? Something really, really fucked up about this.
Yeah.
I actually saw the second one, Blair Witch 2, before I saw the first one.
Oh man.
So me sitting here thinking that the Blair Witch Project is real,
Yeah.
and then going in and watching the second one, which doesn't do anything to dispel that.
Yeah.
They obviously it's a movie. It's not like a documentary style film.
Yeah. I remember
so,
this, the second one being just like a horror movie, like straight horror.
Yeah, exactly. But like a horror movie based on this true thing that happened. I think it really heightened my experience of both those movies as a whole by actually seeing the second one first, which is a super hot take because everybody hates the second one. It had a lot of studio intervention that really just ruined it, which was super unfortunate.
I haven't seen the second one in a very long time, but I don't remember hating it. I remember it being like, this is a horror movie. Like, this is about, it's not what I expected from Blair Witch, but it would be what I expect from just a horror movie in general.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I would have thought it would have been the opposite effect. I would have thought that because you saw number 2 first, that would have dispelled any notions of like any reality or truth to the first one.
No, I had no reason to consider that the first one wasn't real to begin with. And then the second one, the only setup is, this is a fictional movie about fans of the Blair Witch Project, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Yeah. Like my mom's never gonna let me see the first one, and I used to do this thing when I was little, where like we would go to like a video store or something like that, and I would like sneak the ones that I knew I wasn't allowed to see, like in the middle of the stack, right up at the counter. So there was never any like idea that I was just watching all these things that I definitely probably shouldn't have been watching.
That was how I found the joys of movies that were not rated or unrated. The rule at my house and my childhood friend's house was there are no rated R movies you could watch. You can't watch, period. I don't care what it is, how tame it is, not rated R. You can do PG-13, that's fine. So my friend found out that unrated movie or not rated movies were just as good, quote unquote good, as R-rated movies. So we would stack up on those, and we'd have to be real careful when we were watching them and make sure we had the mute button ready to go just in case something maybe a little too loud happened or, anything of that nature. So sure. the things you figure out as a kid so you could like see the extra gore or maybe see the nudity or whatever, like just you have to be like the MacGyver of children to get what you want. What really had to happen.
Ever caught?
No, actually. I'm trying to think if we were.
Must be nice.
I can't remember getting caught, so I'm gonna say no, because I feel like that would be, or I'm repressing it. Either way.
I used to I had a Dreamcast.
Yep.
And the Dreamcast obviously didn't have a DVD drive, but it would play video CDs, which is basically like an MP4 movie video file thrown on a CD, and a Dreamcast would play that. So I used to download movies off of Kazaa.
Yeah, I remember those. I remember doing that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I used to download those. I would have to re-encode them into 2 parts and burn them to CDs so I could watch them on my Dreamcast. I wanted to watch 8 Mile so bad that I just could not wait. So when the first part was done after like 2 weeks, I was just watching it on the family computer upstairs.
Oh, man.
And of course, like dumbass me, my mom opens the door right when, and spoilers for 8 Mile, I guess. Really great movie, but so there's this part where there's a character that gets shot in the genital region. And that was the scene that my mom decided to walk in on. And then she did that thing that parents will do sometimes where, like, if they see you doing something that you're not supposed to do, it's like they give you the choice to continue or not. Instead of just like punishing you. I don't know if anybody's parents ever did that, but my parents did that every now and then.
What does that look like?
It was just like, it was like that, that's I'm so disappointed in you stare kind of thing. And just like, you do what you think is best.
Oh my God.
And then just so I would choose whether or not to continue doing what I'm doing or not based on like the the massive amount of guilt that was now placed upon.
There's no like, there's no verbal cues. She like your mom's just staring at you,
Yeah,
and it's just
Yeah,
like
and-
giving you a look, maybe.
yeah, just like I can't believe you've done this, and then just like walks away.
Wow.
And I'm just there like sweating. Yeah.
I remember if I got caught doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, my mom always made my dad the bad guy. So she would walk in and she'd be like, "Is that something you should be doing?" And then you kind of say, "Yes."
Yeah.
"Yeah, it is." And then she goes, "Would your father be angry with you if you found out you were doing this?" You'd be like, "No." She's like, "All right, I'm telling him then." And you're like, "No, no, 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 no." Or it's like it was always like my dad, like my poor dad. Like he was always just like the bad guy, the disciplinarian, like always that. And then my mom was always kind of like the good guy, so to speak. It's very interesting now to see how they've changed so much. The roles have pretty much reversed at this point, which is kind of funny. Which I think also shows them their true colors. But yeah, that was always the thing was, are you supposed to be doing this? It wasn't just like my mom staring at me, hoping I would read her mind and do the right thing. I would let her down every time. Guaranteed.
Oh.
Be like, okay, cool. You know, I'm just going to keep on doing this. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
All right. I think favorite horror film is it's tough for me. I watch so many of them. I love the, like we were talking about, the Paranormal Witness Witness series. There's another like TV series that's like Paranormal something or other. Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Witness is the TV series. That's what it is.
Okay.
Which is kind of like, I think it was on Sci-Fi. It's like unsolved mystery style reenactment, but with the budget of the mid 2010s.
Okay.
It's like kind of funny. It's kind of wacky. You can't really take it seriously, but like you just keep on watching for some reason. Paranormal Activity movies, I love. The VHS series, I only saw like 2 of them, but those are really cool. I don't know if you saw those movies.
No, I haven't.
It's the overlying premise is there's a house with VHS tapes in them, and kids keep on breaking in. They keep on watching the tapes, and they never make it through all of the collection. They die, and that's the end of the first movie. And the new kids break in, new people break in. They watch more movies. They die. That's the overarching premise. It's an anthology series.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't each movie have like, isn't it basically split up into sections and they're all directed by different people?
Yep. So
That's
like,
pretty cool.
there's one where a bunch of Jude bros go out and pick up women in at a club, and they pick up one, and she ends up being like a succubus or something. Like she's like just a demon monster and just kills them all. There's one where these people go to a house party, and the house ends up being super haunted. And you don't really see too much, but what you see is pretty terrifying. It's really cool. I love that whole like anthology vibe, and that way everyone gets their own take, and you can choose to be more minimalist or more over the top, depending what your deal is. That one has always impressed me, at least the 2 that I saw. But I think my favorite series, at least right now, is oh god, the hell is the name of it right now? The Annabelle series. Oh, I can't remember that right now.
I'm very far behind. That's The Conjuring, isn't it?
The Conjuring universe. Thank you. I can remember the
I'm
word
so
Conjuring.
far behind on that.
They're hit or miss, but when they hit, man, do they hit.
Oh yeah.
Like, have you gotten to Annabelle Creation yet?
No, see, I don't think I've seen any of the Annabelle movies. I've only seen like the mainline movies in the series.
Those can be pretty bad.
The latest one, which I haven't seen yet.
The latest one's not that great. It lost me at the end. But John Noble's in it, which is great. Dr. Walter Bishop from Fringe himself. Annabelle Creation is a standout for the series. The first 2 are really good movies, but Annabelle Creation for me just stood out and was really good. So if you get the chance, you can watch that one standalone, and it's awesome because it takes place chronologically, I think, before most of them. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Conjuring right now, I'm super into. I've seen every single movie. The beginning of the pandemic, I just watched all of them. One of my friends who I used to be on the Bad Cody Funky podcast, so one of the guys from there doesn't live too far from me. It was like 20 minutes away. So I was like, he has all the movies. I was like, let me just borrow them. And I watched them in like a weekend. It was so good.
Nice.
Yeah. That's it. That's everything I got. Cap, again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us and to debut our new Just For You one time only segment, which I was very, very proud of and had a very good time with. Everyone, go listen to Random Movie Club. Like you said before, go do it right now. If you need to find it, you can go to patreon.com/thegeekgeneration, I think. Yes. And then it's the $5 or more tier gives you access, depending on the tier you get. Gives you access to Random Movie Club, and you get to listen to so many wonderful things like Sphere. And what else did you do? I just remember Sphere right now.
So we did Chronicle.
That's right.
We just did an episode on Contact, which was super fun. God, what else? Kick-Ass.
Oh, Kick-Ass.
Not too long ago. And we I don't know, can I say this?
Yeah, just say it.
The next episode is on we're doing Chef.
I love Chef.
Dude,
it's so
Chef,
good.
Like, that shit hit me like really hard in like the best possible way. It's one of those movies that, like, when I sat down, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So Netflix has a shuffle button now.
Yeah, I know.
You can open it up, you can hit a button, and it's just like, hey, watch this. And I'm like, fuck it, I can't decide. Like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And it threw up Chef for me, and man, like, I did not know how much I needed like a movie to make me feel good, as opposed to something like depressing or intense, which is usually what I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. It was so fucking good. So I can't wait to do an episode on that.
I'm excited to listen to that one. I watched Chef during the pandemic for the first time with Mrs. Boost, and Rob had been talking it up. I think Sco had been talking it. Like, everyone that like on the Geek Gen fam essentially was talking it up, and I was like, how good can that? And even Acorn. And I was like, how good can this movie actually be? Like, it's got like friggin' the lady from Modern Family in it. Like, let's be serious. Like, it's not going to be quality cinema. And then I watched it and I was like, this is a really good movie. Like, it just makes you feel good. It hits you in the right spots, especially during this time. It's got food in it. Who doesn't like watching food be prepared? And it was actually consulted by Chef Roy Choi, who is like the chillest chef ever. I can't wait. We're watching MasterChef Legends right now, and they have a different like guest star chef every week. And next week is Roy Choi, and I'm very excited about it.
Nice.
Never been more excited. All right, get out of here, Cap. Thank you so much again, and we'll have to have you on again at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This was super fun. Thank you.
Thanks. Cap, everyone. Cap. We are going to throw up the BRB when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We got Resident Evil Village coming right up.